Welcome back to Short Times, where we bring you the latest and greatest movie recaps in just a few minutes. Today, we're taking a look at the 2020 spy comedy film, My Spy. Starring Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman, this film follows a CIA agent who finds himself at the mercy of a precocious 9-year-old girl in a family that he and his tech support are surveilling while undercover. So, let's dive in and see if this movie is worth your time. In the opening scene of the film, we find ourselves in a power plant located in the Ukraine. Dave Bautista plays the role of CIA agent JJ, a former Special Forces operative who is undertaking one of his first major assignments as a spy. JJ's mission is to infiltrate a deal that is being made between the Russian mafia and Middle Eastern terrorist Hassan, in which a plutonium core is being exchanged. This core has the potential to be used as a weapon that could level entire cities. Unfortunately, JJ's cover is blown when he makes a mistake and asks Hassan who will be building the weapon. Hassan immediately realizes JJ is a spy, and JJ's superiors are able to watch the entire situation unfold through surveillance. JJ decides to take matters into his own hands and proceeds to use his combat skills to take out many of Hassan's men, including Hassan himself, as he fights his way out of the power plant. He reports back to the CIA headquarters in Langley. However, his boss, David Kim, is not pleased with JJ's failure to complete the mission. With almost everyone involved in the deal now dead, the CIA has no way to take down the network. To make matters worse, another terrorist named Azar still has the other plutonium core and is still at large. Disappointed with JJ's actions, Kim dismisses JJ and sends him back home, where he lives alone with his pet fish, Blueberry. Later, the film introduces us to a young girl named Sophie, played by Chloe Coleman, who has recently moved to Chicago with her mother, Kate, played by Parisa Fitz-Henley. Sophie is struggling to make friends at her new school, and is being bullied by a group of mean girls on the bus ride to school. One day, they take a picture of Sophie because she has jam on her face. At the CIA headquarters, David Kim briefs the agents on a new mission involving a French arms dealer named Victor Marquez, played by Greg Brick. Victor was working with the terrorist Hassan and has obtained Soviet schematics for a nuclear weapon. Victor's brother, David, discovered Victor's illegal activities and tried to stop him, but was killed by Victor. The plan is to take Victor down before he can meet with the other terrorist, Azar, and create a nuclear weapon. Kim assigns another agent, Christina, played by Nicola Correa Damude, to handle the cooler aspects of the mission, and has JJ team up with a tech operator named Bobby, played by Kristen Schaal, to keep surveillance on Kate and Sophie, as they are David's family and the CIA wants to be ready in case Victor tries to contact them. Bobby is excited to work with JJ, but he feels that this assignment is beneath him. Later, Sophie discovers one of the cameras that JJ had placed in plain sight. She looks up the number on the camera and tracks it back to JJ and Bobby's apartment. Sophie makes her way into their apartment and records them, now that she has spotted them. Although JJ tries to explain himself, Sophie threatens to expose them and post the video online unless JJ does something for her. She makes him take her ice skating, where he proves to not know how to do it. When Sophie tries to talk to the other girls from school, they ignore her, and the boys make fun of her. JJ trips the two boys, which gets him and Sophie kicked out of the ice rink, but he buys her ice cream to make up for it. When they return to the apartment, Kate is frantically looking for Sophie since she didn't tell her where she was going to be, and she kicks JJ in the balls when she sees him with her daughter. Sophie manages to explain the situation to her mom, and Kate apologizes to JJ. Sophie later convinces JJ to help her fix a leaky pipe in the kitchen sink. He tries his best to fix the pipe, but in the process, he accidentally sprays himself and Kate with water. Kate is also taken aback by how easily Ozzy, their dog, has taken to JJ, as he usually doesn't warm up to strangers quickly. Sophie, with her clever mind, then manages to convince JJ and Kate to let him stay for dinner, which Bobby sees as a bad idea as JJ is getting too close to them. Sophie also successfully convinces them to let JJ be her special friend for a presentation the kids are doing with parents or adult figures. JJ agrees to it hesitantly as Sophie had threatened to blow his cover. JJ, being the professional he is, goes to Sophie's school where he has to follow a group of people with successful careers. He tries to keep his job as a CIA agent under wraps, but after hearing the cruel comments of the other kids towards Sophie, he decides to reveal that he's maybe a CIA agent and has seen and done a lot of crazy things. The kids are impressed and start talking to Sophie, and even Sophie's teacher gives JJ her phone number as a sign of appreciation. However, Sophie makes JJ tear up the number, as she secretly wants JJ and Kate to get together. Following that, Sophie starts to become curious about the world of espionage and starts to ask JJ about the skills and techniques it takes to be a spy. JJ initially refuses to show her anything about it until she plays to his ego, and says she might just ask Bobby instead. JJ then proceeds to show Sophie how to pass a lie detector test, how to talk her way into strangers' apartments, and how to surprise people in a fight. Bobby feels upset that JJ didn't show her any of this instead of Sophie. Victor, the French arms dealer, meets up with a shady lawyer named Schaal, played by Jean Mitchell Nada, in order to find out where David had left the schematics. Schaal tells Victor that all he knows is that David said he left it with his best friend, and Victor immediately realizes who he is talking about before proceeding to stab Schaal to death. The next day, Sophie gets JJ to go back to the school to see her entry in an art show. He tries to compliment Sophie's work while also criticizing another kid's work, unaware that the girl and her parents just heard him. The little girl runs away crying as a result. JJ walks home with Kate and Sophie, and during the walk, JJ admits to Kate that he's been alone for too long, that he doesn't know how to be around people. JJ and Kate continue to chat and connect with each other. JJ tries to show his sensitive side by helping a pigeon that looks injured by placing it on a higher surface, but the bird is then snatched by a hawk, much to JJ and Kate's horror. When they get home, Kate invites JJ out to dinner, and he accepts. Sophie comes out after hearing everything and is excited, but when she asks JJ to dance, he shows off some pretty embarrassing moves that she begs him not to show her mom. On the night of the date, JJ is spotted by Carlos and Todd, who give him a quick makeover so that he looks presentable for Kate. Sophie and Bobby sit and keep an eye on JJ from the apartment. JJ tries to tell Kate the truth about himself, but the moment is interrupted by a song that starts playing, and Kate wants to dance. To Sophie and Bobby's dismay, JJ starts dancing. Later on, JJ helps Sophie with math homework, and Kate tells him that him being in their lives is like a breath of fresh air. Sophie also gives JJ a drawing she made of the two of them as a token of appreciation. Victor and Azar, the terrorist, finally come together and head to their secret location, which is being closely watched by Christina. She immediately informs her boss, Kim, who then instructs his agents to take action. As soon as they are spotted, Victor and Azar quickly flee into a building, which then explodes. The agents believe that they have been killed in the blast, but later it is revealed that Victor has managed to escape with the help of his own henchmen. Following the mission's apparent failure, Kim calls JJ and Bobby back to Langley and informs them that they are being fired due to JJ's close involvement with Kate and Sophie. JJ and Bobby part ways, and JJ is forced to come clean to Kate about his true identity. Kate is furious, and even more so when Sophie tries to explain that she knew all about it. JJ stays in the apartment, feeling depressed and binges on junk food. Sophie visits him pretending to walk Ozzy. JJ takes her back, and she tearfully expresses that she probably will never see him again. But JJ promises to never forget her and the memories they shared together. As Bobby is in the process of shutting down her equipment, she notices that Victor and his henchmen have infiltrated Kate and Sophie's apartment and are holding them captive. Victor had deduced that David's best friend was Ozzy and found the schematics on his collar. JJ tries to intervene but is also taken hostage. Carlos and Todd arrive to assist and successfully knock out the henchmen. However, they are also independent contractors searching for the schematics. Bobby grabs some weapons and attempts to assist, but unfortunately, she drops one, causing it to fire into the apartment, allowing Victor to grab the schematics and Sophie. JJ chases after them, and Kate follows in her car. Victor drives to an airfield with the intention of escaping with Sophie and the schematics. JJ quickly arrives and uses a truck to block the runway, forcing Victor to stop the plane. But as JJ fights Victor, the turbines cut a fuel line from the truck. Sophie tries to escape during the commotion, but accidentally kicks the plane's controls and causes it to move towards the edge of a cliff. JJ manages to free Sophie, but Victor threatens to harm them both unless Sophie gives him the schematics. Sophie gives him the box, but he still plans to kill them. Kate intervenes and knocks him out, causing him to fall onto a fence caught by the plane. JJ pushes the plane over the cliff, dragging Victor to his death. JJ retrieves the schematics. JJ and Bobby are reinstated, but JJ informs Kim that he wants to stay in Chicago with Bobby as his partner and she wants to stay in the van. JJ resumes his relationship with Kate and joins her and Sophie to go ice skating with her friends, where he once again shows off his dance moves and boasts to Sophie's classmates that he has been practicing. My Spy is a fun and lighthearted spy comedy that manages to balance action and comedy well. If you're looking for a movie to watch with the family, My Spy is a great option. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Short Times for more movie recap like this one. See you next time.